Hi, I've been drawing this Vocaloid for 5 years. His name is Ju Mocha, or Mocha is a singer from V-Singer, which is most known for Lo Tianyi. I believe when I first got Instagram, I saw this artist draw Rapunzel every year, and I was like, I want one character to be this to me. So in 2021, I first drew Mocha, but in 2022, I decided to redraw it. And then it eventually became a tradition. So now this is the 5th year, so the 5th Mocha. And I figured, since I started my YouTube channel, why not film and talk about my rendering process? Starting with a speed paint of the sketch. I didn't screen record the sketch because I figured I would be filming forever, and plus the rendering is more interesting and I would rather screen record that. You can literally see me going over the eyes multiple times, and honestly this whole drawing is a test for me how to use a reference correctly, because in Mocha's key art he's facing the opposite of what I'm facing him, so among the years he looks very inconsistent. So what I did in the first couple of Mochas, I used for the reference, I literally just flipped the key art, but you know that's not how it works. So but I eventually stopped doing that, so he becomes more in line what his design is actually like. And to top it all off, this year I found a reference where he's actually facing facing the right, so that helped me a lot. Time for rendering, which I don't usually screen record because I can't sit still. But most of when I was rendering this, it was actually in school, so I kind of had to stay put. But there's still gonna be cuts. But rendering, I use a lot of blend modes. I like to play around with them. It's honestly the most fun part for me. I try to include elements I used in past renditions. Like in 2024 he has the blue light, but I really like 2023's red light. I then use multiply for shading, just to get an idea. I don't want it to be clean necessarily because I'll just render it. And then right here I am playing around with saturation. When going into this, I just decided I want to make this really saturated and really colorful compared to the other ones. I think I've tried to make it a thing where I just add something new every year, but I wasn't really doing that. I want to make this brighter. And as you can see here, I'm trying to do the lighting in 2023. And I have a lot of halftones. Sorry. This part isn't scripted if you can't tell. So I do that. I try to use more halftones, but sometimes I forget I do have them. I just have a lot of brushes that I hoard a lot. Anyways, I recently became a one-layer artist, so I merge all the blend modes together and render on top. And I don't create a new layer and then start to render. I just use the single layer because I don't like thinking too much about layers. So I just kind of treat this more like a painting. I was using this particular brush. There's this one artist that I downloaded their modification of the Lara Puna brush, but then I also modified it to my preferences. So I'm just cleaning up some line art. I'm not really I'm cleaning up the sketch. I don't really, my rendering's more like cleaning sometimes, but sometimes I do actually clean, or sometimes I try to make it look like more shapes, but Yeah, I just cleaned the line art in this one. This is a fairly simple illustration, so I believe I did this under 3 hours, and it's just a fun exercise I like to do every year, and here's the finished result.